Brought to you by the Dark Lord himself, Queasy Ali. The world we live in today is a shadow of what could have been. One decision, one betrayal, sent humanity spiraling into centuries of darkness. When Constantine looked to the sky and saw the cross, he didn't save Rome. He condemned it. The empire's heart, once beating with the strength of gods and reason, was handed to priests who worshipped an invisible sky father. That wasn't salvation. It was a death sentence. Not just for Rome, but for the progress of humankind. Before Constantine's betrayal, Rome stood as a titan of unity and power. Its emperors were living gods, symbols of a state that bound millions under one banner. Aqueducts carried water. Roads connected empires. Libraries preserved the seeds of science. But when Constantine traded swords for crosses, that unity shattered. Authority no longer rested with the state, but with bishops who answered only to their god. Rome's backbone snapped, and with it, the world's momentum. The empire didn't just fall. It was pushed into ruin, and the Dark Ages rose from its ashes. As Rome crumbled, humanity didn't merely lose an empire, it lost centuries of potential. Progress stalled and superstition took its place. Aqueducts gave way to holy water. Laws bowed to divine will. Research became heresy. Europe fractured into feudal chaos, where wars raged and ignorance ruled. The Catholic Church didn't just fill the void. It smothered it. Relics replaced reason. Rituals drowned discovery. Fear silenced questions. The Dark Ages weren't dark because people forgot how to read, they were dark because the Church choked the light of inquiry, daring anyone who resisted to face the stake. The Church became more than a guide, it became a tyrant. An iron boot pressed against humanity's throat. Those who dared to think beyond Scripture paid with their lives. Giordano Bruno burned alive for imagining infinite worlds. Galileo was silenced for proving that the Earth orbited the Sun. Countless others, heretics, skeptics, or simply the curious, were tortured, executed, or exiled. The Church didn't nurture humanity. It shackled it. Knowledge was destroyed. Lives were lost. And time itself was stolen, centuries we can never reclaim. Without Rome's steady hand, the world suffered plagues and wars that could have been prevented. The Black Death devoured a third of Europe while priests sold prayers instead of studying disease. The Crusades turned bloodshed into a holy mission, not for justice, but for glory in a God's name. A united Rome could have crushed plagues with science, ended wars with authority, and pushed humanity forward. Instead, the Church fed on death and ignorance, a parasite thriving in the chaos it helped create. Imagine a world where Rome never fell. By the 5th century, telescopes could have pierced the heavens, revealing a heliocentric universe grounded in astronomy instead of astrology. By the 8th, steam engines and electricity could have powered empires. By the 12th, medicine might have stopped plagues before they began. By the 15th, rockets could have reached the moon. And by the 18th, artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and fusion power could have reshaped existence itself. Rome could have given us the stars. Instead, Constantine gave us rosary beads, and the Church gave us a millennium of missed chances. The figure at the heart of this shift, Jesus, demands a closer look. Historians largely agree that a man named Jesus likely existed, a Jewish preacher who challenged Rome, gained a modest following, and was crucified. But the miracle-working, sky-darkening superhero? That's mythology, not history. The evidence is paper-thin. Paul, writing around 50 CE, never met Jesus, never mentioned miracles, parables, Bethlehem, Nazareth, or Mary, just a vague line about meeting James, the brother of the Lord. Josephus, in 93 CE, briefly noted a Jesus who was called Christ while writing about James, but later scribes tampered with the text so heavily it's nearly worthless. Tacitus, in 116 CE, mentioned Christus executed by Pontius Pilate, but he was only repeating what Christians already believed. That's it. 3 late, second-hand references. No eyewitnesses. No miracles. For a man who supposedly raised the dead, walked on water, and blacked out the sky, history is deafeningly silent. So what could the world have been if Rome had stood firm? A science-first civilization, where gods were seen as metaphors for nature's forces, not excuses for ignorance. A world free of religious wars and inquisitions. A world where truth was sacred and discovery divine. Instead, Constantine's choice chained us to a cross, and the Church dragged us through 1,000 years of darkness. This is our manifesto. No more bowing to myths. No more surrendering reason to superstition. Constantine's betrayal and the Church's tyranny stole centuries, but they will not steal our future. Religion gave us the Dark Ages. Science will give us the stars. No more gods. No more priests. No more lies dressed as miracles. From now on, our temples are laboratories. Our priests are scientists, our scriptures are equations, our miracles are inventions. The age of faith is dead, the age of reason has begun. Huizi Ali, the man, the myth, the legend. The icon aka the Dark Lord. Hashtag Revolution 2025 Hashtag Chaos Rising 2025 Hashtag Rebellion 2025 Hashtag Science Over Faith Hashtag Reason Unleashed Hashtag Romero Claimed